So what makes the perfect dish? Fresh ingredients, healthy, doesn't weigh you down, has all the nutrients you need. Well, we have something that's checking all of those boxes right here in the DelmarvaLife kitchen today with Executive Chef Lou Ortiz from Signatures at Bayside. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's good to have you here.
Me as
Good
well.
to see
It's
you.
I'm
It's
very
amazing.
excited to be here.
Yeah, looks amazing.
Thank you. So, I mean, it's like a lot of fresh ingredients. You know, it's a summertime. You know, at Signatures at Bayside, you know, our new menu changes that we're making for the summertime, we're just really excited about having those dishes that are a little bit guilt-free. Everybody's going to the beach.
Right.
Everybody's worried about being health conscious. This particular stir-fry dish nails everything. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's vegetarian. It can be made vegan as long as the egg isn't on it. So it's just this very like guilty-free, just like comfort, but also packing a ton of flavor, which is like super great. You know?
Okay.
The last thing that you want is to try to be healthy but be dull at the same time.
Exactly.
Nobody
Nobody
wants that.
wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody.
So
All
what
right.
do we do to kick things off?
So obviously with the stir fry, you're gonna throw a little bit of oil in there, and
Hot
then what these are marinated in Asian sauce shiitake mushrooms.
Okay.
So that's kind of like we'll pre-marinate them so that way they already have this like nice glaze on them, really great color, and so that, you know, mushrooms can be kind of porous, so you want all of those flavors to kind of already be in there, so you can get all that work. And then another trick here that they do in a lot of like Chinese and Asian culture and stuff like that is they will have vegetables that are fry blanched, actually, so that way they're like super tender and light. And we'll throw in like some carrots and some celery, and then we're gonna like let this cook a little bit, and as it's simmering, basically what I'm trying to replicate is a lot of those vegetables that you would get in like an egg roll. So you know, like all like the carrots and the onions and the celery and the cabbage and all that stuff, like all of those like kind of familiar flavors together. You can kind of smell it already coming up. So, you know, you get a little bit of that color in there right now. Like that's already looking like super flavorful.
So how important is temperature here?
Temperature is good. I keep kind of cranking it up a little bit, but also like we're gonna add sauces to it. We're gonna add the cabbage, we're gonna add the noodles, kind of tossing everything up together. So, you know, it really does pack a lot of flavor, but you do want to kind of do it in steps so that way you kind of sweat out your vegetables. It just makes it for a much better flavor. And then what you want to do now is add, and this particular mix is, it's red cabbage, white cabbage, and red onion. And you want to just kind of mix them up so that you sweat them. You're not cooking them down because you want to be able to have that texture. You know, when you're eating a noodle bowl, you really do want to have, like, you don't want everything to be mushy.
You want some crunch.
You know, you want some crunch to it, so having that there, and it also adds like an excellent pop of color, so that way the dish overall is incredibly vibrant. So then you just kind of let that hang out for a minute or two. You can kind of see, you know, it's all just kind of marries together real pretty.
And we were talking before the cameras came on about farm to table. You're really passionate about that.
I am. I mean, the Sussex County in general is incredible when it comes to its offerings, especially during the summertime with the corn and the watermelon. And the, you know, like it's a very vibrant area to live if you're very, you know, produce passionate. And we have so many great farms around here to be able to work with, which is incredible as well. So that's always very exciting. But, you know, it's also kind of where we're moving generationally, right? Like everybody cares so much about, and at Signatures at Bayside, you know, our menu is very gastrocentric, so it's gastropub-centric, so it's very, you can kind of see all of these different genres of food and everything. You know, there's Asian cuisine, there's Mexican cuisine, there's American continental. Like, it kind of hits all of the scope. So you get that opportunity in a concept like that to be able to have a very wide array of different offerings, which also means a wide array of products that you can get from, you know, different local purveyors.
Produce passionate. I want you to know I'm going to steal that term from you. Okay, so we got to take a break here in just a second.
Okay.
Tell us what we're going to do during the break, and then we'll come back and...
So during the break, what we're going to do is we're going to end up adding our soba noodles to this mix, so that way they can start to steep. And then I have this mix here that is kind of like sesame oil, tamari, hoisin, ginger,
Wow.
like all of these types of like nice Asian spices that we call our stir fry sauce.
right.
So then we'll throw it in there and kind of start to glaze everything together before we finish it with the rest of it.
All right, we've got a good plan.
Great.
Yeah.
And we're also going to taste and find out more about what's happening at Signatures at Bayside when we come back. Stick around. The stir fry has been sizzling away during the break, and boy, does it smell great. We are in the Delmarva Life kitchen with executive chef Lou Ortiz from Signatures at Bayside, and you did all the things you said you're going to do. Put the soba noodles in.
It's a buckwheat noodle. That's what makes it gluten-free.
Oh, okay. And you got all that done. You got the sauces in. You still have a few things to put in there.
Yeah, so these are kind of like finishing touches things to kind of like bring it up and heighten it together. Obviously, we'll throw some edamame beans in there, which are really nice. Add like a nice pop of texture, nice pop of color. And
And
but
protein,
you don't
too.
want to, yes, absolutely. And you, like you can see like the color difference there, but you also don't want to add them in too soon because it kind of distorts the color, makes them kind of mushy. Like you want to be able to have that nice pop to it. So you can see how like vibrant and beautiful that is, and you know. So now what we're going to do is we'll transfer this over to the pan here, and we'll do the noodles first because I always like to showcase a lot of the vegetables, right? And then we'll kind of drizzle all these vegetables on top. How pretty is that?
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
I see what you mean.
All of those pops of color. It's really cool having a vegetarian dish that doesn't make people miss meat.
Yeah.
You know, so you have all of that vibrant color there, right? And then another thing that we do for this dish that's really special that can be omitted for the vegans and whatnot is we do a 6-minute egg that gets marinated in a soy glaze. So that's what we have right here, and that's why it has that like really pretty color, and it's just like super tender. So we'll just kind of place those right on here like that. So that way people can eat it, and like as it kind of breaks up and they mix it in with their meal, it kind of transforms the meal a second time over. And then what we have here is a togarashi spice, which is like an Asian red chili spice that we use to kind of add a nice little touch of heat.
So you like put a whole lot of that on there, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a good bit of stuff. And then
That's his way of ensuring that he gets to eat all of it if it's too spicy for me.
Oh no, I wouldn't consider it spicy once you like fold everything in, but yeah, that's
Beautiful.
Look at that.
Yeah, let's move these away so we can get a good shot of that.
absolutely. Let's do it.
Wow.
So you've got a new menu coming in.
Yes, so we have a new menu at Signatures at Bayside. We've had a lot of new menus recently, just kind of moving that. Okay, thank you. The gastro direction. The new menu for the summertime includes things like a shrimp scallop scampi, jerk chicken, like loaded barbecue fries, and of course like the Asian stir fry. So there's just a lot going on in the dish collectively. Or I mean, in the menu collectively. So you know, we're really excited about everything that we have.
And tell us
going on
about the event space you have there.
You know, Bayside is wonderful when it comes to event spaces because we just have so much as far as the level of offering. We have a beautiful wedding venues, banquet areas. We have our own banquet chef that also helps take care of those types of things, which is amazing. We have several locations on the property with which you can have your wedding that could just be like beautiful, like our position on the point,
Yeah.
where you can literally have your wedding outside and oversee the entire Ocean City skyline, versus our beautiful, event spaces that we have at the clubhouse. So there's just a lot more than you would usually expect that we have to offer when it comes to those types of events.
This is really quite adequate.
I'm
This
glad
is
you
very,
like it.
very good. That's amazing.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the textures and the flavors and the.
Of course.
That is so good. Chef, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very
and
much for
making
having me.
this. Signatures
Yeah.
at Bayside?
Yeah, and we just launched a new website as well called livebayside.com, which has a ton of information all the time on everything that we have going on, as well as events and whatnot. So it's, you know, anybody that hasn't necessarily been around can check out our website and find out everything they need to know about everything that's exciting that we have
That they
going
need
on.
to know, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we will link our viewers to your website so they can find it all out.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.